Greetings. So, like most of us, if not all of us, I woke up today and I turned on my iPad. I had a message from my buddy Gerald regarding the shooting that took place in Nevada, in Las Vegas, Nevada. So it's all, I've been staring at the TV for the last hour. There's over 50 dead. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more, over 400 injured. You know the story. So my initial thoughts, for what they're worth, are, and I just was writing something up, and it just made me realize maybe I ought to just get it out here audibly. With all the hate that's going on in this country right now, and I'm part of it too. You guys, if those that are on this channel see my video, I'm a vocal person, but track with me for a second here, because the first thought that comes to my mind when I see this is, how are any of us surprised by this level of violence that we just saw? Everything can change, but first indications are this guy that did this is, not somebody that was a known nutcase. But how many of you have wondered, like I wonder all the time, I talk about this with my wife constantly, that it's a miracle that we don't see more of this shit? And now we do. Now we've seen something horrific. And I'm having a hard time articulating here because I'm about ready to puke. This is such depressing and sad news. Just thinking of all the loss of life is too much to take. But just as I was wondering, how can people be surprised? The word hate comes right to the forefront of my mind. And, you look at the hate in this entire country right now. It is perpetuated on every level, and it's 24 hours a day. You turn on the news, and CNN and MSNBC are hating the president, and they're hating Fox, and Fox is hating them. And there's this constant battle going on over which ones are right, which ones are wrong. Segments of society hate our history. They hate statues. They're tearing down fucking statues. They're burning the flag. Every one of these are acts of hate and expressions of hate, and they're you can see them everywhere on social media. You can't not see it. You go, there's everywhere you go. If you're white and you're a conservative, you're a racist, and that's hate. And then that makes you hate anybody that thinks you're a racist, and you wake up and you're pissed off all the time. I'm speaking for myself. I mean, people get hateful, you know. None of us, I'm sure that back during the Jim Crow and during all the racial, the worst periods of our history, in terms of race relations, although right now is arguably the worst time, I think. But back in, the old days, maybe that's how the minorities felt, always being hated because of the color of their skin. Well, now I guess it's payback, because I can tell you that not many people that have jobs and don't want to lose their careers will admit it, but the white people are getting sick of being hated. I can tell you that right now, and I'm sure we have it coming, according to some people. And you see how even this message is turning into hate, because this is what's boiling inside of us. People hate our flag, and the people that love our flag hate the people that hate our flag, and the ones that hate the flag are burning the flag. Yeah. It's not just the people either. It was the Republicans and Democrats hating each other. And for the last 9 freaking years, the hate has got to reach the tempo that I've never seen in my 55 years on this planet. Everybody's joining in. The athletes are hating the country, and they're hating this and they're hating that, and they've got millions of dollars, but they hate the fact that other people that are the same color of them are getting shot down by the cops that everybody hates. And everybody hates the cops because the cops hate black people, and they're hunting them down in some people's minds. Yeah, and what we perception is reality. So if I'm some nutcase living in Nevada, and these buttons are all being pushed on all of us, and maybe there's a weakness, like this guy here, how many people are on medication? How many people aren't as strong as some of us who can be depressed about this and feel terrible about the condition of our country, but not go to a hotel and start mowing innocent people down, or it never enters our mind to start hurting innocent people. But think of the amount of different personalities we have and the different things going on in people's lives with job. Forget all the hatred that is put on us by everything that we look at. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Hollywood. The Hollywood elites are hating the country, and they hate the president of the United States, and they're not going to support him no matter what. As people say, Donald Trump could cure cancer, and they'd sue him for not having a freaking medical license, or they whatever. I mean, there is no end to the amount of hate that is being scooped upon this population. And the sick part is it's coming from people who should not be scooping hate onto the population. You got all these people that are in Hollywood that want to be politicians, and they're fueling that, they're just throwing gas on the fire. You got the news, so-called news, that is supposed to report news, and instead they're fueling the fire of hate with absolutely no restraints. And then they all look at each other and watching the news, and they have this looks of horror. They can't believe that somebody went nuts and mowed down a bunch of innocent people. And of course, now we're going to get into we hate guns, and we've got to take the guns off the streets. Well, that didn't work real well with the Islamic situation going on in Europe, because those people are hating each other too, and the Muslims hate everyone that's not Muslim. And what do? With no gun, you get a truck, you run a bunch of people over. There's never going to be a way to stop people that are so motivated to cause pain, suffering, grief, and death, to stop them all. You can take away everything and put everybody in a plastic bubble, and somebody will roll that bubble over the guy next to him and kill him. It's just the way human nature is. The only way to stop it is to stop the fucking hate. And this is coming from a guy who fucking grits his teeth. Like I wrote today, I've been gritting my fucking teeth for 9 years. Not to the extent that I would ever want to hurt anybody, but it's just to watch our country and our people be so divided when we could be doing other things like exploring space and improving the quality of life on the planet, instead of freaking figuring out why our position is right and yours is wrong. So I don't know, man. I'm not sure what the freaking message is here, other than obviously I have a lot of sadness and grief for the people that lost their lives, and actually probably more for the people that lost loved ones. This is going to be a rough year for them. This is not the last we're going to see of this. You got people on the news giving freaking instructions on how the police are going to investigate this, so that they can teach the next guy that wants to get a higher body count how to not to make the same mistakes. There's no common sense anymore. And the bottom line is, I guess, if I have to come to a bottom line, because I can't just sit here and ramble forever. This is more like a therapeutic thing. I just got to get it out, man. The bottom line is we're going to see more of this. And until we learn to not hate each other. And I've got to work on this too. I'm not giving a speech to other people about something I'm doing proper. I'm as guilty as the next guy. Because I can't sit and make memes and send them out fast enough. Okay? And I'm not a guy that's going to hurt innocent people. Back to the original point. How can any of us be surprised? Are you surprised by this? I'm just gritting my teeth again and waiting for the next one, the next guy that's already planning it. As I'm making this video, there's some guy planning to do something worse. Probably a lot of guys planning to do something worse. I don't know what the solution is, but I do know that all this hating of everybody, this hate of our government, hate of our president, this not supporting anything, hate of our country, digging up the past. Let's all hate the past. Let's hate white people. Let's hate black people. Let's hate the cops. All of that is just adding to this. It's just putting out that it's just putting that freaking energy out, and there are repercussions to that, and you can see them. Just go turn on the news right now. Anyways, LMS Tactical. I'm out.